Hello, everybody. Joe Bacon Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Tsukihime Remake. The last one left off. Finished off our fun date with Ark and got more vampire lore dumping, and you know, kind of had a bit of a silly moment. Almost did something a little funny, but she didn't, and caused some wacky misunderstandings. Some hijinks, some would say. And now we're off trying to rectify all that. And also, it did kind of our little talk with Mario there did confirm that CL got fucking booted out of town after that Vlov shit went down because of how horribly fucking sideways that situation went. It probably has to go back to the Vatican and be like, bleh," when they ask like how the fuck did things go that poorly. You're going back to the torture pit. But yeah. Hey, it's not later in the day, like I said last episode when I'd be recording. It's the next day at 9 p.m. Because I'm a really bad procrastinator, if you haven't noticed before. And it's also going to be the last video going up before I go on my vacation, which, for you guys, it only means like the next video is going to be like 2 days delayed. It's not a big one. It's not like one of my last trips where I went on for work where I'm gone for a month straight. No, it's only going to be like not 2, like 3 to 4 days with no videos for you guys, which I'm sure you'll survive. Which I know we're coming right up in that home stretch. Oof. And I wanted to, finish up Ark's route before I went on my trip, but that kind of fell through due to me being the prolific procrastinator that I am. And I should probably get medicated, but I won't. For paranoid reasons about my security clearance. And we'll just all have to learn to deal with it. But how's my day been? The day I've been sitting around doing nothing. It's been pretty uneventful. Oh god, just choked. Uneventful. That's what I get for trying to talk when I'm yawning. I still need to do laundry and pack for my trip tomorrow, which my flight leaves at before 6 a.m., which means I'll be leaving my house at like 3 a.m. because I gotta drive to the airport, which is like an hour plus away. Then I gotta go through TSA and all that. Though fortunately, I am on the TSA kind of pre-approved traveler quick list because I'm a Fed. I just put in my government ID and like the frequent the TSA pre-approved whatever thing, and it prints out on my pass when I go to get it printed out at the airport. That lets me not skip the line, but go in the fast pass line. Just pass all the peasants who have to take their shoes off and stuff. But because I'm only going for a couple days, I'm just packing a duffel, throwing that in as my checked bag, not even doing any carry-on, and I'm gonna be big chilling in first class. Because I'm horrifically spoiled after flying in cargo jets for so long, being able to set up my hammock and lie down and do whatever I want. That at this point, flying economy seems like hell on earth. It's ridiculous. No room. God forbid you get the middle seat. If I do fly economy, I always do like the plus up to get the window seat in the emergency exit aisle because you get so much more leg room. The ones in front of the emergency exit aisle are good too, but depending on the airline, the seats won't go back all the way. Like, you won't be able to recline like you normally would be able to. They're just kind of stuck sitting straight up, so that way you're not blocking the exit row in case of an emergency. But if you get the exit row seat, oh, it's so good. You get so much more leg room. It's just worth paying the extra, like $75 for the extra they charge to, like, 1, choose your own seat, and then 2, to get that seat because it's the good one that everyone always wants. Or maybe not. Some people might not be into the whole extra added responsibility of having to open a door. It's like, buddy, I open doors all day, every day. It's really easy. The instructions are printed right on there. You just gotta like pull and twist and then bring it up. It's actually most doors just swing out. Yeah, it's even easier than that. It's not like the doors on my jet where you actually gotta go, huh, and they have rails going up, and the whole thing just glides up and then locks like above the doorway, so that way people can get out. It's just like opening a regular door. I'm sure they designed it so the most brain dead average traveler would be able to open it in case of an emergency. But even then, I doubt the general population's ability to do literally anything. But yeah, other than that, I finally booted up that Miku boxing game and proceeded to give myself a pretty good workout, actually. Found out that I have to not have my wired headphones plugged in when I'm playing that, because otherwise, in all the hooks and uppercuts, I'll end up getting my arm tangled in it and rip out the aux cord. So I had to dig out my Bluetooth earbuds that I have for working out. Which, to be perfectly honest, I'm not a huge fan of Bluetooth earbuds. I know they're great and all, but one, having to remember to charge them. Two, they can get lost easily. You need a case to charge them. It's a pain. Just give me some fucking wires. That's one thing I'll never get like unbutthurt about, is phone manufacturers removing the like a 3.5 millimeter aux port. Like, what the fuck was that choice? Well, obviously it's so that they could hawk you $120 Bluetooth headsets on top of getting your phone. Because it's like, what, you're just gonna listen to music on the speaker? No, you're not. The speaker's dog shit. We made it that way so you'd buy the Bluetooth fucking docking headset. It's like, it's terrible. And then if you want to get like a aux port, you got to get either a special case that the phone slides into, and then you got a brick sitting in your pocket, or you do the little fucking dongle, which, depending on the phone you have, those dongles don't even work. It's so stupid. I'm so mad. There's like no mainstream big cell phones with the headphone port still there. But yeah, I also kind of hurt my feet and my leg a little doing that boxing thing. I was doing it barefoot in my sunroom because I was playing it hooked up to my computer, and where my chair like rolls around on my hardwood floor, like where the boards meet, I guess they're kind of roughed up a little. So shuffling and bouncing and sliding my feet around, I definitely got like a splinter or something right there in the big old pad on my foot that I'm gonna have to dig out later. And also my shin splints are starting to act up from all the shifting my weight around to different legs. If you haven't played that game, it's, you know, I'm not gonna say it's like the hardest thing I've ever done, because it's not. But if you're looking to just burn a couple hundred calories in like 45 minutes to an hour, like, yeah, sure, there are worse things to do. My only complaint is the song choice is like really limited at the start. You have like six actual Vocaloid songs. For just like the regular practice modes and, you know, just doing your regular training, like your jabs and your hooks and whatever, they have like custom made background exercise tracks that are non-vocal, which, I mean, they get the job done, but, you know, you're buying the fucking Miku game to listen to fucking Miku songs, you know. Play, you know, the disappearance of Hatsune Miku and destroy your arms, throwing like 500 jabs a second trying to keep up with the BPM, which it's on there. I don't have it unlocked yet, and God forbid I ever do, and it gets added to the daily exercise routine, because, oh man, that's a rough one. Other than that, my only real complaint is the game seems to have a little issue. Maybe I just have bad form with switching between like uppercuts and hooks. It'll like it'll register it too early in my movement. It's like I'm not even like fully at the point where it should be registering, so it makes me get only an okay instead of a perfect on my uppercut, and it's like, come on, man. I know it's not my form, because I actually have pretty good punching form, because, some Joe lore here. I'm a black belt in Kempo, and even though I haven't really actively practiced in like 10 years, that's muscle memory that is drilled into my body from, another previous 10 years before that doing it. So I can do the proper rotation and balance and like arm twist. I know how to throw a punch. And I feel like that game was meant for fucking people just standing stock still, throwing just like weak, limp-wristed punches. And anyway, it's neither here nor there. Tsukihime, yeah, let's go. It's my cue because the screen turned black and it's been 10 minutes. Okie doke. I sprint through the city in a reckless search, but there's no sign of her. Without any leads, this town is way too big to find a single person on short notice. The only choice here is to narrow down my options. Arcueid stands out, so I should be able to spot her from a distance as long as we're in the same area. I've got to predict where she might go, and take my chances. If Arcueid's anywhere, it's... well, we're gonna get probably like 2 dead ends this episode, because number one's going back to the school, and proceeding to get absolutely slaughtered. It'll be a grand old time had by all. Because it's a little too early to go there. Especially unprepared. After thinking on everything that's happened this evening, I decided to head for the school. Arcueid was acting pretty strangely when we were here. As far as today's events are concerned, it's not crazy to think she might have come back. There's nobody around at night. If she's looking for solitude, she could do far worse. The courtyard is devoid of sound, let alone any sign of human company. Not a single light is on inside. This place is more cemetery than school. Somehow, I simply know that something is inside. A strange scent reaches me on the wind, brushing against my skin and sending a chill down my spine. This isn't the time to hesitate. I slip inside using the same window I broke earlier. It's a little strange to talk to yourself in the third person, but so be it. There's no one on the first floor. An anxious tingling scratches the back of my neck. I make my way to the second floor. There's no one. There's no one. There's no one. And yet, I feel it. A slimy sensation against my back. Something cold yet smooth, like the belly of a snake. I spin around. But of course, the hallway is empty. Oops. A squelching noise. The next moment, an incision is made in my chest. A river of blood flows as my old wound opens. Without warning, a knife is thrust through my back. Like a vampire impaled by a stake. My body slumps to the ground. I don't know what's going on. But in my last moments, as my consciousness fades, my mind transports me to a different place. And I look up at a scene from a summer long, long ago. yeah, you don't have to spell it out entirely for us. I think the audience is smart enough to, put two and two together by this point. Yeah, we'll play Doobie's hint segment number 10. Save us, Miss CL. So let me adjust my mic. It's all out of whack because I had the whole boom moved out of the way so I wouldn't punch it when I was doing my boxing. Yep.
最善を尽くしたものの、あえなく死亡した遠野くんのための救済コーナー。教えて、シエル先生。今回も張り切って開始です。
Hooray!
と言ってもこれ、よくある死亡3択じゃん。1個前の選択肢に戻ってやり直すだけじゃん。
Yeah. This one's pretty straightforward.
救済コーナーっていうのは死ぬ前に助けてあげるもんじゃん。
Not many choices like Stay Night where it's like, you actually need to go back a week in game and choose an entirely different option and go down an entirely different story route.
メガネがどうやって即死するのかを見て私らが寸評するだけのコーナーでは。
そうですけど、それが何か？だいたい痛くなくては覚えませんよね。
スパルタ通り越したド S だった。
Yeah, she can have that streak.
さて、今回の原因は夜の学校に遠野くん一人で入ってしまったことですね。頼れる先輩がいるでもなし、今のアルクエイドが無人の場所に行くはずもなし。一つ前の選択肢に戻ってもっと血生臭い場所を選ぶと良いでしょう。
今のって言った？
Yeah, she's a little emotionally compromised.
あの完璧なヒロインが可愛いした理由知ってんの？スタミナ溢れそうだから慌てて家に帰ったとかじゃなく？
Uh-huh. She needs to, work out that stress, so to say, in the comfort of her own home.
まあ、自分が吸血鬼であることを自覚したんじゃないですか？今更ですけど。ほら、死者たちのガレージで暴れていた時から我慢できなくなっていたようですし。
マジかよ。そんな前から可愛いだったとか、もうシエルに勝ち目なくない？
Yeah, it's not even a contest.
大丈夫？
It's almost like, Arc scored number 5 in the popularity poll, and, fucking Curry Butt over here was number 5.
インドは地元でも何でもありません。それより、自分のルートだからってあまり調子に乗らないことですね。
CL did bump up her character rating in the subsequent polls.
即死するのは即死が似合うキュートなトーナ君だけではありません。
She was not doing so hot.
今似合うって言った？
物語が続く以上、誰であれ退場する可能性はあります。アルクエイドも例外ではありませんよ。
ここから負ける可能性とかあるわけないじゃん。
The main heroine disappearing?
あとはこのまま感動のエンディングでしょ。こんなん生まれたばかりのミゲでも上がるし。
ほほう。では、もしそうならない場合があるとしたら。
にゃにゃにゃ。煮干し。いや、次のルートのヒロインの座をかけてもいい。
Well, yeah, that's kind of why they had to rewrite the entire CL route, is because, it was kind of just Arcueid route number 2.
ちょっと待って、今なんか嫌な音しなかった？
現地も撮りましたし、今回はこの辺で。
Metal pipes falling sound effects.
以上、さよなら、猫アレク先生のコーナーでした。
おい、やめろ、その笑顔怖い。貴様本当にヒロインか
？Oh, CL, you try your best. Yeah, let's get back in there and choose the right one. At least that one had the decency of being a really short dead end that isn't wasting our time here. Also, the back alley of the shopping districts it's not a dead end. But it's also not the way forward? I wonder if we go there, we run into, certain black cat but not that one. It's more of a, you know, panther that will give us some advice and say maybe go to her house, dipshit. And I should check her apartment. She might have given up on the hunt after this disaster of a night and have just gone home to rest. I ring her bell. There's no response, no matter how long I wait or how many times I ring. I don't sense anything moving behind the door. She hasn't come home. That, or she's refusing to come out. There's a moment of hesitation. But I erase it with a deep breath and take out my knife. Time to kill the lock. I'll apologize to Arcueid later. But before I make my cut, I try putting my hand on the doorknob. Oh, the door wasn't even locked. It opens easily with a click.
Arcueid, いるのか?
There's no response. The bed is made up neatly. She did say she waited in the park all night, after which she came straight to the mansion to ambush me in the morning. Which means that she probably hasn't been back here in over a day. I strike the wall, then sprint out of the room as fast as I can. There's no point, typo, in scolding myself for my stupidity. If I have the time to vent my anger on the wall, I should put it to use searching for her instead. I make it to the area around the station. Narrowing my eyes, I peer out at the blinding artificial lights and the bustling crowds. All I've got to do is track her... Words? All I've got to track her down is a hunch in my own 2 feet. My chances are staggeringly bad, but they aren't zero. I'll follow the lines to track her down.
これが何の足しになるかわからないけど。
Arcueid doesn't possess the same abundance of death as other life forms do. In a world overflowing with death, she's the only respite from these repulsive lines. If I look out across the crowds, she should stand out as a singular, unblemished beacon. It's not the most refined plan, but it's the best I have right now. Pain bursts behind my eyes. I do my best to view everything in that detached, general way without focusing on one line too much. Arcueid told me this pain is caused by the burden of seeing death puts on the brain. My glasses can't stay off for too long.
やっぱり大通りにはいないな。
Everyone downtown has perfectly ordinary lines. There's not a single soul around that looks like the ones we hunted down before, with masses of graffiti crisscrossing their bodies. I rub my temples to soothe the throbbing beneath the skin. My headache will only intensify if I keep my glasses off. But I have to hold out a little longer on the off chance she's somewhere on the main street. That's fine. It'll be easier from here on out. Once I get to the alleys, there'll be fewer people and way fewer lines. I need to hurry for those darkened back streets. In a place where even the moonlight can't reach, it should be easy to spot her bright, pale form. The exhaustion of running, combined with my throbbing headache, makes me want to hurl. When I wipe the sweat from my forehead, I notice how feverish I am. I can feel my temperature even with my own hand. I don't ever remember feeling this hot, not even when I had a near 40-degree fever.
でもここで。
It's the only place I haven't checked yet. At the end of this road lies the alley where we had our first conversation. If she's not here, I'll have to admit my gut was off. A wave of cold hits me the moment I step into the alley. The chill that crawls down my spine is icy enough to cool my fever. I see something strange in the distance. Sparks popping and crackling within the darkness. Or to be more precise, lines of death, thick globs of them thrumming and churning before they vanish into nothingness.
まさかあいつ
The intermingled lines of death belong to zombies. The fact that they're disappearing can only mean one thing.
あんな体で一人で戦ってるのか
Yeah, just kind of venting off some of that steam. Against my better judgment, I press on through the pain and exhaustion, all but forgetting the foreboding chill that hangs thick in the air. Pushing against the rusted iron door, I slip into the dark passage. I'm in the alley entrance. The buildings press in on both sides. I wade through the lines as if traversing a muddied river. At least 100 lines were cut here tonight. That doesn't make sense. I know this place. Dead or alive, there's no space for 100 zombies to fit here. That means the grisly scene before me can only be a single body dismembered into dozens of little pieces. Ugh. It doesn't matter. I refuse to think about it. But what I can't bear is that with every step I take, the creaking and gnawing of bones rattling my ears. Instinct strokes my brainstem with saw-like teeth, whispering, "Stop. Don't go. Turn back. That which awaits you at the end is not for your eyes to behold," it says. Oh my god. Oh. I know that already. But I won't go back. I won't abandon Arcueid. If I leave her now, I've got an awful, haunting feeling that she'll die. It's a premonition I can't shake. So despite my better judgment, I press further in. I'm here. There's no trace of zombie flesh. My mind runs cold. My vision is consumed. An ocean of red liquid waste covers every surface. The remnants of zombies, now faceless, arms crushed to a pulp, insides completely mangled, violated totally and needlessly. The thick stench of blood mingles with the cold, still air, robbing me of my voice. Everything is red. The walls, the ground, perhaps even the moon's glow have taken on a crimson hue. A dull squelching noise echoes through the alley. A creature, maybe the last of many, covered in thick, heavy lines, dies at her hands. She crushes it without effort or mercy, with a single hand, like an ant. The zombie's head is grabbed by unseen hands and lifted into the air, where it dangles for a moment before an enormous pressure caves it inwards, splattering the walls with blood and brains.
Arcueid.
I gaze upon this world where even the moonlight is crimson. At its center stands Arcueid. She hasn't noticed me. She's just staring at the moon, entranced, her breathing heavy and wild. I can't call for her. The creaking sensation of my spine reaches its climax. It's as if the saw finally cut through the bone. Snap. My consciousness is screaming. can't stay here. I don't want to die, it wails. But it's too late. In this world of red and white, I am an intruder. The woman in white turns. Like a one-eyed demon, she shifts her terrible glare my way. That golden eye is blinding. Our eyes didn't meet, but I looked into hers all the same. That alone was enough to make the blood rush to my head. Enough to erase all reason, all sense of self. The first thing I feel is pure survival instinct. You can't be here. You can't look at that. Don't make your presence known. Don't let them see you. You can't talk to them. You can't coexist. It's impossible. You can't fight it. You can't escape. You can't even pray. No matter what you do, you can no longer be saved. These creatures on a different level. Though the concept of levels is meaningless here, the difference between us is so vast, it may as well be on different planes of existence. It is more than me. It eclipses my being. Which is why every one of my blood vessels dilates at once. It starts with fear. A bloodlust akin to rapture follows soon after. Like lightning flashing across the clear sky, the clearest conclusion in the history of mankind. My cells rejoice at a revelation on par with that of the most enlightened saints. It's simple. That thing shouldn't be allowed to exist. We have no need for it. So we must kill it. Kill it quickly. Kill it here. Kill it now. Be swept away by the pulsing river in your veins and expel that thing. My heart leaps. I know I couldn't win, yet every part of me rumbles and moans, urging me to kill her. This is all backwards. If I don't want to die, I should kill? Even though I'll be killed, I should kill? Is my head crammed with nothing but thoughts of murder? It's no use. My ego is gone. That eye. Shouldn't look into that golden eye. There's nothing I can do. There's no way to escape her. Thump, thump, thump. My blood declares, boiling with every beat. It surges in a way I can hardly resist. But there's something else. Something desperate to crush the desiccated husk of my rationality. Why do I want to kill? Is it because I don't want to die? So I need to kill before I'm killed? The stupid thought. I'm gonna die laughing at this rate. You don't need a reason. Be honest with yourself, Shikitono. I saw the capital S and I got ahead of myself. Don't you remember what you did to that woman once upon a time? No, you. Your rationality is what needs to shut up. It's really that simple, isn't it? I want her. I want Arcueid. I've craved her from the moment I saw her. So badly it made me want to puke. I want all of her. Her body and mind. Her tears and her saliva. Her blood, her flesh, her desire, her frustration. My breathing is abnormal. I'm losing consciousness. The golden pupil flickers. Looking at her, I think that no matter how much I kill her, it'll never be enough. Her eyes are red again. But it's already too late. We're past the point of no return. A stifled cry enters my ears. Like I care. I grip my knife tighter and push the woman to the ground. It's easy. All strength has left her body. Straddling her, I wrap one hand around her throat. I raise the other high into the air, my knife poised. There's just one thing left. Striking a single blow into the space between her breasts.
落ち着いてシキ。その目はもう使っちゃダメ。
I hear the woman's voice. The pulsing beat in my head boils. Shut up. My fingers tighten their grip around her neck. She throws her head back in pain, but also kind of seems like she likes it. I struggle to believe it. She's normally brimming with strength, yet she can't even rid herself of my grip.
シキ。
Still struggling for air, she gasps my name. Thump. My heart pounds, impelled by the excitement in my blood. Each breath is wilder than the last. My vision is distorted. Every part of me feels like it's turned to lava. It's hot, so hot. I want release. My body moves. Slowly, purposefully, I remove myself from her stomach, sliding downward. Spreading her legs, I sink my hips into the space between. Just gonna try hump with her jeans on? Like, okay, I guess. Her eyes shimmer with anxiety. That gaze only makes my brain boil at higher pitch. My vision is bloodshot. I feel like I might faint. Every cell in my body cheers with elation. This is what we were born for. If I don't, something, this woman right now will go insane. No, little column A, little column B, you know, it's kind of all blending together. Her vermilion-tinged cheeks. Her neck, so very soft. Nothing could surpass the form of the woman beneath me. I can feel her every motion. Her eyes, brilliant pools of gold that seem to suck in my soul. My arm leaves her neck. Its fingers trace her chest. I feel the softness of her body, of her legs. And my fingertips meet the pale skin of her abdomen. I notice the warmth that lies beneath her flesh.
違うよ。こんなのシキじゃない。
I mean, it is, but it isn't. You know, it's complicated. Her voice trembles with heat. Her red eyes plead to me. With that, the last of my thought becomes unhinged. There's a soft gasp, a cry, as if to stifle her shame. With both hands, she desperately tries to push me off. I grab her wrists, pinning them to the ground so they can't move. If only I had nails to hammer them down with. With her hands like this, she looks like she belongs on a crucifix. Her eyes are filled with contempt and regret towards the man holding her down. This sight is intoxicating. She's even more alluring than she was before. I can't use both my arms. The second I let go, she'll no doubt sever my neck. The tension elicits a grin from me. I must be more beast than man. My urge to violate her is surpassed by my desire to see us kill each other.
やめて。やめないと後悔する。
Once more, my hand seizes her pretty pale throat. So pale, so pale. Only my mouth retains the freedom to move. I set my teeth to her chest.
シキ、落ち着いて。
Yeah, Bud's getting a little freaky. Her body, still resisting, convulses under his touch. He sighs. His breath traces her stomach. The tickle of warm air is enough to make her squirm. He moves aside her clothing and brings his tongue to her sensitive, snow-wet abdomen. Suddenly, he recalls a hunger. That's right, his stomach is empty. He's always been hungry. Saliva falls as he drools with a never-sated appetite. Oh, it's kind of like that, the end of the last, kind of mainline, Karo no Kyokai. I was thinking, K and K, but I was thinking Kyokai no Kanata. I'm like, no, that's the KyoAni show. That's also abbreviated as K and K, with Leo and Shiki. Just kind of drooling everywhere. Are you also gonna smoke the devil weed that's 20 times stronger than normal weed, and if you don't get the antidote, you'll die? The woman pushes against him, but she is no match for the hunger. What are you waiting for? It was the same before. Back then, you were the main dish, but this time, you get to die. For all our differences, we are identical at our core. We were drinking your blood at the park. Stupid impulse. The burgers you had for lunch. It's all the same. We eat because we must. We eat because it's fun. We eat because we want to. We devour each other out of love. That's all this is. We're as animals. That's all it needs to be. This resistance was inevitable. Her plump breast jiggle below me. Yeah, that question, Arc. Do you wear a bra? I noticed that when you're wearing that sweater, doesn't really leave a lot to the imagination. And honestly curious, do you? They seem like when you go into that kind of Saul Goodman pose with like your hands behind your back and you lean forward, like they kind of hang like they don't got any support. So that trembling, mouth-watering canvas, the mark of a healthy woman. Hey man, flat is justice. I sink my teeth into one of her breasts. She raises her voice. Her back arches with surprise. I don't pay it any mind. I gnaw until it feels like I might rip through, stopping short so that I can run my tongue across and savor her taste. Her body heats up. I no longer feel a trace of that cold that hung so thick in the air. She struggles to muffle her cries, perhaps embarrassed by the sound. You'll only end up hurting yourself. There's pity in her voice. My mind blurs. I've already abandoned all sanity and thoughts. But now it feels like my sense of self is getting more and more clouded. She's saying the safe word. Her voice trembles with despair. But until I hear it, I don't understand it. But I don't hear it. My knife rises higher, higher into the air. My vision is drowned by a bloody haze. The more conscious I grow of my urge to kill, the harder it becomes to stop myself from moving. And she's like, whoa, 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 not really into knife play. A mournful voice. Her eyes are wet with tears. Yeah, you should only, stab and abuse girls you like? I don't know about that line of thought there, Ark. I do agree, though, you shouldn't really be doing, knife play with strangers. It seems like a recipe for disaster. My head hurts. My instincts scream to keep going. My heart insists that if I stop now, I'm dead. That somewhere down the line, she'll gut me in my sleep. But she's crying. This woman, who always smiles so brightly, so confidently, is crying. Can't believe it. Can't allow it. If it were me, I would never make you cry. My head hurts. It's screaming at me to run. The conflicting impulses mesh together. One last time, I ask myself what I want to do. Oh, my butt. Now let's go sicko mode. You know, go put on the Joker face paint and you know, see where that leads us. I am a beast composed of pure desire. This beautiful creature. This wretched body. This maddening emotion. Just as I did before. I want to unleash everything within me and violate her. This is not the time to care for her well-being. A plague of surging blood awakens from within. A craniosol? Google. I know we're in a big dramatic moment and it's got really nice music playing, but I literally have no idea what that means. Craniosole? A hernial protrusion of brain substance through an opening in the skull. He got a hole in his head. Or at least feels like it. As long as its shape is still human logic applies. Break, bend, split, slice. Reap, peel, rend, tear. There's no end, no closure, nothing. The more I kill, the more I need. I finally remember. This is what I am. What I've always been. I just wasn't in the right place before. Automatically, organically, I repeat and repeat and repeat. I forget my humanity until 7 nights have passed. Ooh, really going to town, huh? I'm sure, you know, there's like, oh, you can see it in the kanji, you know, it's 7 nights, Nanaya. It's like, I'm like that until, you know, the Nanaya leaves. And it's like, oh, ooh. I rise from a sea of blood. Goes to show how extraordinary she was. I disassembled a single creature, but the entire alley is splattered with blood and guts. The monotonous crimson hurts my eyes. The ground is sticky yet slippery, making it hard to walk. The air reeks of blood. My headache subsides. I've thrown away my sense of self. Even as I turn on my heel to head home, I realize I've long since lost my place to return to. Wow. Hello. Now, come to think of it, this is where we met last time, too. Is this a coincidence? Or are you just here to finish what you started? Creation is such a finely crafted thing. Its wild fangs are bared and aimed at my throat. The sound of wriggling, squelching flesh echoes behind my back. To my front stands the panther. Into my back lies something unspeakable. Ultimately, the demon regenerating behind me isn't something that can be killed by human hands. Shrugging, I offer up my throat. A ringing noise explodes from within. It's ostophony? the conduction of sound through bone. As the beast's jaws crunched the vertebrae in my neck, the noise burst upward through my narrow cranium. I try to impart my final words, but without a throat, there's no way for me to speak. What did I yearn for? What did I love? What did I fear? These questions don't matter to an inhuman bastard. To a fool who'd forgotten everything from the start. At least my death is practically instant, sparing me from a fate gruesome beyond comprehension. There's nothing left to think about now. Though I would have liked to express my gratitude to the panther who came all the way here just to finish me off. Huh. Well, that makes you scratch your head and be like, the demon resurrecting was that like Nero? Because it's pretty obvious, the panther is one of his familiars, and he really wanted, Arc. Well, everyone wants Arc for varying reasons, but I don't know, use her true ancestor body to do something. I don't know, man. I'm just grasping at straws here.
まさに公平な物語ですね。というわけで、あえなく2度目の解体エンドを迎えたヒロインにコメントをいただきましょう。
What a nice murder suicide that was.
はい、アルケイドさんどうぞ。そしてジルートのヒロイン降板おめでとうございます。
Oh, hello.
品のない家庭教師ですね。
Sobbing emojis in chat.
それでも原理結界の保持者の自覚はあるのですか？
どちら様でしょう。あの猫っぽい生き物はどこに？アルクエイドの代理なんですよね、あれ。
失望しました。呪いだけじゃなく、
Yep.
知性も低いのですね。
It's unfortunate.
あの生物は彼女の分身でもなければ使い魔でもありません。
Yeah, it's an entirely separate thing, completely unrelated.
ただの揺らぎ、都市伝説として誤認され、一人歩きをしだしたジャーゴンに過ぎない。彼女の末路に意見を求めるのなら、あの生物より適任がいるでしょう。
Low tier. No matter like which moon you choose to play it in, the Nekos are particularly trash. Annoying until you learn how to fight against them because they just do wacky shit and their hitboxes are real small. But no, once you learn what they got in their toolbox, there's not really much to it.
言うまでもなく私のことですが、何しろ他人ではありませんので。
まさかさっきまでいた猫のような生き物はこのコーナーにおけるアルクエイドではなく、
It's Neko Arc is just Neko Arc.
はい、このコーナーにおけるアルクエイド・ブリュンスタットは私です。あなたのような未来のイメージでの出演には多大なコストがかかるので、このように
Appearance
コス
costs
ト
are
を
too
最
high.
小限に抑えた過去のイメージにしています。
Yeah.
そうですね。エコなアルクエイドですから、エコアルクとでも呼んでいただければ。
Okay.
エコアルクではあの猫型生物はもう現れないんですか？やったー。
Only for this one, probably.
そこはがっかりして
Maybe
くだ
like one
さ
or
い。
two in the future. Yeah.
基本的に私はめったに出てきません。この後もこの先も未来永劫シエル先生の相手はあの生物です。
Twisted fate.
はあ、そうですか。地獄のような未来宣告
Inseparable.
ありがとうございます。でも それならどう
She's
して
the
今回は
mitochondria
エ
to
コアル
your
クさんな
cell.
のでしょう。やっぱり遠野くんへの人出なしっぷりに抗議の一つでも。
そうですね。
Mhm.
私でさえ目を追うほどの結末だったので、つい
So
欲望
tragic.
に負けたばかりか、壊れた後の自分の始末もできないなんて。こうして出てきた今も軽蔑を抑えきれません。怒り心
Yeah.
頭、
It's his fault, but not really.
怒りを通り越して哀れです。なのでシエル先生、
That's what not having a good
Onegai
father figure
があります
does to you.
はい、なんでしょう改まって。
もしあれと戦うことになったのなら、どうぞ容赦のない鉄槌を。
Oh.
一度徹底的に痛い目に遭わなければ淑女にはなれないようですか
I
ら。
mean, that's also the case.
言われなくてもアルクエイド相手に手加減なんかしませんけど。あれ、もしかしてエコアルクさんが怒っている相手というのは。
それでは私はこれで。これからも彼をよろ
Yeah,
しくお
no,
願
he,
いし
he
ま
can
す。
be used and abused a little bit. It's fine.
あなた
sure
も
likes it
頼りない
anyway.
家庭教師ですが、棚くらいには信用していますから。
Shelf?
えー、
Okay.
どういう
Yeah,
こ
what
と。
shelf?
遅刻遅刻。
Yeah, running with toast in your mouth.
猫、光の速度でただいま参上。そう、光の速度なので寝坊した自分を追い越し、遅刻という事実は打ち消されたので言い訳はしない。
I don't know that if that's how it works.
あっせ、おはようシエル君。今朝もサブヒロインっぽくて結構結構。
Mm-hmm.
ところで今ここに私が来なかった？なんかそんな気がするんだよね。具体的に言うと、すっごい美少女な私。
To think on it too hard, you'll hurt
そ
your
の条
head.
件に該当する方は来ていませんね。それより遅刻の罰は何がいいですか？家計、
Oh, come on. It
ま
was
た
only
先、
once.
引き車、アイアンメイデン、各種取り揃えていますのでリクエストをどうぞ。
I mean, those are all pretty bad.
やっぱり本編のアルクエイド同様、切り刻まれたのブレイドがお好みですか？
聞いたことのない単語を持ち出すのはやめろ。デッドエンドはメガネ君だけにして。
Don't even think anyone can actually die here, you know. It's against the laws of the world.
うわ、本気だよこのインド。遅刻しただけで処刑とか、ついに本性を表したか。
いえいえ、私も本意ではないんですけど、ちょっと頼まれてしまったので。次期物語もクライマックスのようですし、ここで主役交代しておこうかなと。
Yeah, what a great 11th hour twist.
やめろ。
And no matter what happens, Arc dies and
癖になったらどうする気にゃんですか。
its yell takes over. Hmm. How fun. Okay, but for real though. I can't do it. I can't make her cry again. Last time my headache made me feel this way, I killed her. So no, not again. Even if it burns my brain to cinders, I won't defile Arcueid. I pull away from Arcueid. The headache dissipates, and my heartbeat returns to normal. The clouds of violence clear from my mind, granting me full realization of what I was doing. It's like, oh fuck, sorry I was like dry humping you and like licking your underboob. That was kind of fucked up. Though, in his defense, he did take her out to dinner first. So, you know. I can hardly believe myself. But the memory is all too clear. I pushed Arcueid against the ground. I tightened my hand around her neck. I was on the verge of running my knife through her body. And I sought out her flesh like a beast. What do I say to this? Arcueid readjusts her clothes as she gets back on her feet. I'm not going to even start apologizing. Well, you can start off by saying sorry, yeah. I mean, it's not going to cut it, but it's a good start. Sorry isn't going to cut it. I did something deplorable. Evil.
アルクエイド俺は
気にしないで。謝らなくちゃいけないのは
Oh, she's wrong. This was my fault. Who gives a shit about chronic anemia and never-ending dizziness? Neither of them matter. None of this would have happened if I weren't so fucked up.
シキは私の魔眼を見てしまった。抑えることなんてできるはずがない。吸血鬼の目は魅了の魔眼だと言ったでしょ。
Mm-hmm.
見た人間の気持ちに関係なく、自分の虜にする呪い。
Oh,
だか
okay.
ら気にしないで。シキが私に性的欲求を感じたのもその一環。
That is what you're into. Sure, man.
触手の魔眼があっても、あなたは所詮人間だから。
Arcueid coolly clears me of all responsibility. But I can't accept that. It's true that I went crazy the second I saw those golden eyes. It was nothing more than the trigger that set me off, though. It doesn't change the fact that in that moment, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, wanted to...
身勝手な勘違いはしないで。私、さっきは正気じゃなかったの。どうしようもなく乾いてて、自分じゃ解決できなかった。だから死者たちを見つけて発散した。
I mean, it can
あ
be
なたは
both.
それに巻き込まれただけ。公園でのことだって。あと少しで、私は死期を台無し
I
にするところ
mean,
だ
he
っ
was,
た。
he was kind of into it. And my god, of course. Fucking the sirens start off outside. Don't they know how late it is? It's like 10 o'clock at night. Pain's silence overtakes her as she bites her lips. Man, I wish it was fucking silent here. Though she doesn't speak a single word, I hear her apology clearly. Just seeing her so repentant is making my heart ache. It didn't feel like I was being controlled. If anything, it felt like my true desires had been unleashed, like my mind was just following their lead.
アルクエイド俺は
Sorry, it's particularly loud, and it would have, picked up on the mic there, and you can probably hear it right now. At least, I hope you can. Otherwise, it just sounds like I'm going crazy.
謝らないで。シキ、これは事故よ。
I mean, yeah, it was an accident. Let's like go to Denny's or something and just pretend this didn't happen.
私も忘れるから、あなたも忘れて。そうした方が、お互いのためになるわ。
Arcueid whispers these words before quietly walking off.
ある
Her name catches my throat. And though I want to reach out my hand to stop her, it refuses to move.
怖い思いをさせて、ごめんなさい。さよなら式。私たち、もう会わない方がいいよね。
It really is like normal dates. And like that, she disappears from the dark alleyway. The last thing I saw was her forced smile. Then she turned and leaped, like a rabbit on the moon.
なんで
Even if I gave chase, I'd never catch up. It's not like I'd have a way to stop her, even if I did.
なんでお前が謝るんだよ
Self-hatred and remorse gouge at my heart until there's nothing left. In the alley, the stage for this unspeakable tragedy. I gaze up at the white moon as I repent. As if to repent. Oh, so hey, look at that. That's our last dead end for the route. Making forward progress, people. Only 2 days left. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's going to be a short one here, but I'd hate to start us off and get us into some, real big important scene and then have to call it and then leave you guys hanging for a bit. So I'm gonna cut it a little short. It's totally not because I still need to do laundry and pack or anything like that. It's totally not because of my poor time management or anything. It's totally because I want to preserve the sanctity of the story and not have weird cuts in the middle of the episode and split up scenes unnecessarily, and then it messes with the flow of the story. I don't want that. So this is where we're calling it for the night. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you guys know next time for the next episode of Tsukihime Remake. And if you're watching it live, I'll see you in probably like 4 days. About maybe 5. It depends when I get back, if I have to sleep all day to catch up, or if I'm just able to walk right in and then turn on OBS and start recording. It's a coin flip. Expect 4 to 5 days from the posting of this video. So yeah, I got nothing else to say other than see you guys when I get back. Bye bye now. Mwah.